Hello and welcome back to Spartan Design University with your host, Paul Cheney. We're going to talk about CSS gradients because they are now functioning on all major browsers and they look really nice and they're extremely fast to load. We're going to add a bar underneath assignment resources that goes all the way across the page that fades from a deep red all the way to nothing. And we're going to do that using a website here that allows you to create CSS. It's called the Ultimate CSS Gradient Generator by colorzilla.com. Let's go to Photoshop, and from our color scheme we're going to use this dark red color here, and here's the hex value. Let me copy that value, and we're going to start with the red. We don't need these two center colors. So now I've got the red at opacity. Opacity is on top, color is on bottom. On the left side, we want it to be 100%, in other words, not see-through, with dark red. On the right side, we want the same color, but this time we want the opacity to be at 0. So this is represented by kind of a checkerboard here. And the code is given over here. Now we can do horizontally left to right, we can do top to bottom, we can do diagonal, we can do radial. All of these different options are available. We want ours to go left to right. And we're going to copy all of this code, which includes hacks for older versions of all the browsers. We're going to come back to our source code. Now we want that bar to be immediately underneath the page name, which is assignment resources. And I'm just going to use a simple horizontal rule. And then I'm going to style it beyond existence as a standard horizontal rule. If we look at it right now, it's got that thin line across there. Let's go into our phone CSS. Come down here to our header H1. Come down to our content. There's our content H1. Let's go ahead and put some space in here to work with. Content. Horizontal rule. Let's start by setting a height. 30 pixels. I'm going to change this later. Save it. Hit refresh. And you can see that I have a white box, but it has a line around it. By default, it has a border to make it look sort of inset. Okay. So we're going to start by turning the border to none. There's Dreamweaver's autocomplete at work. Hit refresh, and it's gone. Now we're ready for the fill color. This is what I copied from my clipboard, and it tells you exactly what each one of these does and which browsers it targets. If you have a modern browser, the latest version of anything, you don't need all this stuff. But we still have a lot of people out there who have old versions of different browsers. So for example, this one works on Firefox 3.6 and up. Here's one that targets Chrome and Safari, and they're very kind in telling you exactly what everything does. But if we look at one of these close, notice that this one is the W3C standard. It calls a linear gradient, moves to the right, starts with an RGBA alpha value. We'll talk about more of those later. 9100. That's the red color, and it has an opacity of 1. In other words, 100% or no see-through. And it starts at the left side, or at 0. RGBA alpha, same color. This time, though, it's 100% transparent or 100% see-through. So that's what the 0 means. And then 100% means it's at the far extreme right. So this number is the extreme left. This number is the extreme right. This is the transparency of 1, which means no see-through. Transparency of 0, which means 100% see-through. Let's save that. Take a look at it. There's our nice bar. It's a little fat, so we're going to change it from 30 down to 6. Save it again. And it's kind of a harsh edge over here on the left. It's square. So I'm going to do a border radius. And I'm targeting 3px. Why? Because the full thing is 6. Half of that would be a radius of 3. Give me a nice round edge. And it's a little hard to see, but there is the radius right there. So that's a simple application of a CSS gradient from one color to itself, but 100% transparent to 0% transparent.